I reached more than 500 days of logging in at Fortnite Save the World, and I decided to do a bit of a account kind of summary for how are things looking start of 2019. Obviously all of my quests completed, buying most of what I feel is interesting in the weekly store, in the event store. And before I can dig a little bit into what kind of heroes I have, what kind of schematics I have, and the why, this is the most important thing for a player such as me, because this is where most of my things are. We get so many heroes, so many schematics, so many survivors in the game, and we have little to use them for really. So instead of going into my armory to show you guys what weapons I have, what heroes I have, and talk a little bit about those, I'm just briefly going through what I have actually put into the collection book, because I have a lot more in the collection book than I have in my armory. So I'm not going to be showing you guys a gazillion power level 130 soldiers, because a lot of them are in here, just as with my weapons. Also a lot of my perked up weapons are in here in the different crystal tiers. So yeah, how does an account look after 500 days of logging into Fortnite Save the World, playing like 1.5 years, something crazy like that? It's pretty much how it looked half a year ago, only it looks as if I have less things now because I've put a lot more of it into the collection book. We had a change to the game, which means that I have power level 131 now, which is the cap in the game. It was probably 124 last time I made an account video, 125. So like a main difference is that I have more power level because they have put in more power level into the game for all players. It is not something I have done something to get. Everybody was just made stronger due to the revamping of the game. The game has been made easier once again, and that is really why I'm stronger. Not because I've done anything different, so that's the thing. As you can see here, I have different weapons in here, power level 130, different power levels, trying to fill up the collection book. It is the one thing I have left to do in the game, is to complete the collection book, because I did all my missions, got all the heroes, all the weapons up and running that I really wanted, all the side quests, played all the events. We're going to be looking a little into my banners as well. So the collection book is really the only thing that I'm a little bit passionate about getting completed in the game, and it is probably going to take me a very long time because I'm going to be needing tens of thousands of pure drops of rain and millions of schematic experience points. So it's going to be a very, very long grind, but it's something that I want to get done before I am like hoping that Fortnite Save the World goes completely free to play, so that I can have that check marked as well. But anyway, yeah, as you see, also Tiger completely perked up. Obviously I have multiple accounts. I'm just going to be going through my main account here because it is where I have the most interesting things, and it is like my public kind of account. So anyway, going through the collection book, as you guys can see, I have been part of every event in the game during the early access, and I have almost gotten everything from them. Some of the things are not in the collection book because I enjoy having them, playing with them. Some are there in both the crystal tier and the normal tier. This is my main hero loadout. I use Fragment Flurry, just used the Shamrock Reclaimer before that because I feel it is the best hero, with the Shuriken Master in the support for 20% more ability damage and a better or longer lasting Teddy with the Grizzly Veteran in the bonus here. So I'm just going to be talking a little bit about why I use this hero, because it's probably one of the most important things to talk about. She has a loot llama, which doesn't matter at all. She has the Teddy Tower, like the second best Teddy Tower in the game. She has the Shock Tower, the second best of those as well, I feel. Loads of options, fragment generation so that you can boost down these different towers with a low cooldown on them at the same time. Crazy additional damage on bears, shock towers, multiple targets. So she's a very, very strong combat player, combat hero. I feel she is like the best. Some argue that the Enforcer is better, mainly because their Teddy is stronger. They don't really have the same fragment generation. They lack, in my opinion, area of effect damage from the shock tower, but they do have the option to move faster with the phase. So I mean, it's a playstyle kind of thing. These are, in my opinion, the two best heroes in the game, but personally I feel that The other one is much better than the Enforcer, but it's completely down to your personal playstyle and preference. In my actual non-collection booked area, these are the heroes that I have loads of mythics that I can't put into the collection book because they are event specific, like from the store or from quests, or because I just want to have them. So I have some here that I never ever use. I use the MGR once in a while. Sometimes I use the Birthday Brigade Ramirez. Sometimes I use a few of the different skins just because I feel it is really fun to go in there and have a different skin on. But in general, I don't play soldier. Like, it rarely happens these days. Constructor, I think I played Constructor in my Storm Shield Defense 10 just to make a statement. Besides that, I never use them any longer. I even put in my crazy heavy base Kyle into the collection book. There is no use for constructors in my opinion in the end game, perhaps in events such as Frostnite, but I haven't needed them so far. Shuriken Master, my main ninja, because I use her as the support, so obviously she's good. Besides that, I play regularly with the Harvester, love playing with her, like so amazing. I play every once in a while with the Dragon as well, so those are like the ninjas that I use. The rest are just here because, yeah, I don't really have a good reason, just haven't looked more into them because I feel ninjas are lacking in power in terms of the end game. Also have Dire, I know he's fast and all that kind of stuff, just not my playstyle really. Outlanders, have loads of those. I feel they are the best overall class in the game. Have one for resource gathering for myself, one for playing, one for pistol, one for good looks, one for just having fun. And then I have loads that I haven't leveled up or retired yet, just because, I don't know, it's not gonna give me anything. I don't need like manuals or anything. Have loads of defenders as well. Mainly I like putting in Val just because we have history, but mostly I use 2 snipers and a rifleman when I'm playing in missions, so yeah. I promised I would show my survivor squads the next time I did an account video, and just gonna be going a little briefly through them here. I don't have a lot of bonuses because, yeah, as you guys know, I've been spending like the last year or so just trying to get my last legendary survivor with a matching personality. So I have now mythic leads in every one of the teams with legendary survivors that have a matching personality. So next step is of course going to be getting the bonuses up and running, and I'm aiming for, I think that I'm going to be aiming for more ability damage and more shield regeneration because I feel that is the best, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't fooled that much around with it, and the bonuses you get are close to nothing for the effort that you need to put into it, but it is one of the things I can do in the game that I haven't done yet, is to ensure that I have like fully matching bonus things up and running as well. So it's gonna come as I get free legendary survivors. It's not something I'm gonna be like bashing llamas towards getting. So anyway, those were my like survivors. I have the mythic survivors, the non-lead mythic survivors as well. Of course I have Joel in my tech, so that is like really cool, and I have Carolina in my scouting party. So resistance and tech, that I feel are the most important stats, are also the places where I have the highest overall score. So that's of course good. It's like a tiny bit of additional power and survivability. These are my non-retired survivors. Have a few 130s, a few 82s, some different mythic leads that I can put into the collection book as well. I'm probably gonna be hitting level 300 in the collection book relatively soon, but I need to farm a lot of evolution materials and a lot of schematic experience points before doing that, and I keep hoping that they're gonna give us new stuff to do. Gadgets all leveled up, obviously. Tools as well, all leveled up because, yeah, I am max level in the game, so I have all that. This replaced the previous research and skill tree system in the game that I really liked. Even though it was super confusing, they gave us this and more power instead, so yeah, it is a thing. Also research, it took like 8 or 10 days to gain these new additional research point that we could get in the game. These are my total fort stats, all of my my power in the game, my health, my shield, my offense, my tech. 3,251 tech score means that I deal 3,251% more damage with abilities and with gadgets and stuff like that. So it is like, it's just dealing 32 times more damage, kinda. So anyway, that is how it looked. I'm capped on it. I cannot earn more, gain more, be boosted up anymore in the game as it is right now, besides a little bit perhaps from matching survivor bonuses. My profile, where we don't really have anything, even though it's a profile page. I can see my next rewards for like maxing my level once again. I think I've done that around 50 times. So the rewards for doing that are nothing. I have an account boost because I'm a founder. Also nothing I can really like use for much in the game, but it's there, so yay me. These are my schematics, and yeah, what I have here changes all the time depending on the collection book. I have been working towards getting elements with all of the different weapons, with all of the different elements. Like I have 2 gravediggers, 1 fire, 1 nature. I have my 3 hydras, 1 for each element. But I'm leaning towards just having 1 with energy and 1 with physics damage instead, because I don't really lack that. I don't need the additional power that I gain from it, and it's just clustering my crafting area a little bit. But I'm dreaming about getting events or cool options or new challenges in the game where I really need elemental weapons, but so far nothing is pointing in that direction. It is pointing towards easier modes and not harder modes, so I don't think it's gonna be a thing. So yeah, I don't know. But besides having a few 130 weapons and some perked up completely, I have a decent selection of everything below. I have multiple of almost every weapon in the game that we have been able to buy more than 1 of. Some of them in the collection book, some out here. It is not something I spend a lot of time on really, because in general I try out the new things when they come and identify like the 1 or 2 things that I feel are really fun or game changing, such as the Noble Launcher or the Obliterator. Those were like game changing weapons in my opinion. Besides that, we haven't been getting a lot of like crazy things. The Helium Shotgun, a game changer. The Neon Scythe, a game changer. So we had these like few very good game-changing weapons that I try to focus on, and everything else is just for like if I want to do something silly, such as have a weapon with every element. In terms of melee, I have my Masamune, I have my Neon Scythe, I have 2 of those. 3, but I have 2 that are max perked, and I have the Tree of Light. Made a short video about it that's gonna be coming out tomorrow, just like a quick look into it. It's okay. Walloper was a great disappointment for me, and besides that, melee weapons haven't really been that important in Fortnite Save the World, so it's not something, as you can see, I have been spending a lot of resources on, because we don't really need them. The game hasn't been tweaked like towards having good melee, because mainly the ninjas that do the melee use abilities instead. In terms of traps, these are how my schematics are looking. Max perked up, electric field, gas trap, and dynamo. Those are my most important traps. The only like really good traps I feel in the game. But I have others that I'm gonna be perking up at some point, just it's a natural step in the game. I have been fooling more and more around with using the spikes and not just these 3 main damaging traps, because they are pretty good against like the wall spikes here against trap vulnerable bosses. They just hit the wall and then they die. That is pretty cool. Wooden floor spikes, they're just cheap to make and nice to have. Besides that, I have a few duplicates. My resources are looking like this. Not really that much to say about it. Everything fluctuates. Then I have a lot of perk, then I have nothing because we get a new weapon. Then I save up tickets for 25 llamas or something because I don't want to be bashing them when I have 1 or 2 because they're not that interesting. And yeah, experience points up and down depending on what type of missions I farm and what things we get for events and the new llamas. So everything here is changing pretty much all the time. The only thing I'm constantly getting more of is the elemental perk resources, because it is such a rare thing that we actually need to change the element on a weapon and we get loads of these elemental resources. So that is how that stuff is looking. Nothing like, I was hoping I would have millions of everything when I would be making a video about this the next time, but I don't. Boo-hoo me. I have some survivor experience points. Besides that, I'm pretty broke in terms of that stuff. Have some mini llamas for gold. So yeah, nothing really of interest in here. It is just a constantly changing thing. If I made this video another day, it would look completely different. So yeah. My backpack is looking at this based on whatever random missions I have just been playing. Some 130 weapons that I don't use that much. These have probably been around for 10 missions or longer. The quad launcher is back from when we got the Storm King. This is from some random loot and more random loot. So yeah, and I have some traps. I make traps and I use them mainly in group missions 94 and 100, depending on what elements we're up against and what type of a group it is. So, and if we don't have those, I just stack up on traps, because I run out of backpack storage, really. And then, yeah, we always pick up some random junk when we're playing, and yeah, those are getting dumped every once in a while. In terms of crafting materials, things are looking like this. So this is just like the completely random stuff I have in my account at the time of this recording. I can make loads of traps, so that's the thing. In my storage, it is pretty much the same thing. Things change all the time depending on what I craft for others, what traps I make. I'm a little down on efficient parts, I can see, but besides that, things are, yeah, I feel covered. I can make a lot of different traps or weapons with what I have in there, so no matter what kind of event, I can do like whatever I want. Banners, we just got a new banner for Frost Knight, and yeah, I just wanted to showcase the banners that I have in my account. Have some special ones here. Then we have some founders ones because I have a founders account. We have some battle royale ones, I think, also, and then the normal ones. So yeah, they are part of my account as well. So anyway, guys, that was pretty much what my account looked like. 504 days of logging in. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for watching.